What's up with it, y'all? I know it's been a minute, but I've been working. Working. Right now it's 4 o'clock. And I was watching this video, and I said I was asking myself, because after having so many psychedelic experience, you start to see a lot and recognize a lot of different things, right? And like one of the things I was asking myself was the Tibetan Book of the Dead, a lot of these other scriptures, certain things that we hear. Like when you start to dive into psychedelics, like what if psychedelics is actually preparing you for death? Like literally. Like it's showing you glimpses of the afterlife and what you're gonna see when you go through these stages of the afterlife. And once I seen this video, it made me even ponder on it more. So let's get into this video. They always started off like this. The 12,000-year-old forbidden manuscript reveals the first 49 days after death. No BS. But let's get into this video, and then as we go through it, I'll explain to you what I'm saying, because I do lives and I talk about a lot of different things, and sometimes maybe I don't say it in the right fashion, but I guess I say it in the way that I say it, but then I hear it in another way and I go, "Oh, okay, that's exactly how I probably needed to say it for people to understand." So, let's just get into this video and then I show you what I'm talking about. Okay? At time of death, the mind experiences its own light. If recognized, this light
Everything you've
leads
been
to
told about death is wrong.
whatever that says.
It's not an ending, not a void, not a mystery left to faith or speculation. For over 1,000 years, hidden within a forbidden manuscript, lies a roadmap, one that details exactly what happens in the first 49 days.
And it's crazy because if you recall, right, I had the experience where I seen death as just life looking at itself in the mirror. Like life was death looking at itself in the mirror.
After death. This ancient text, the Tibetan Book of the Dead, was once reserved only for the most enlightened minds, for those who could grasp its truth without fear. It reveals that the moment of death is not the final breath, it's the beginning.
And then you see, he said the ones that can grasp what it's saying without fear. And like that's one of the things that you begin to learn as you're diving in on psychedelics is you have to get over the fear, which the fear is only caused by yourself.
Beginning of a test that determines whether you break free from the cycle of life and death or fall back into reincarnation, blind and unprepared. Most people fail, not because they are weak, but because they are unaware. They don't.
Hey, see, one of the things you got to understand also is when it says, like you fall into the reincarnation, or the recycling. This is what we already do when you think about it. It's like with our thoughts, the way our actions, will change. And like that change will be the death of the old you. But if you're not paying attention to what's going on, the death of the old you, the new you is just going to fall right back into what it was doing previously. So this is not just the death of the body, but it's the death of the experience, as you move on through age. If you pay attention, bro, like this shit is deep.
Recognize what's happening. They don't see the illusions. They don't realize that everything they feel, see, and hear after death is a projection of their own mind. And by the time they do, it's too late.
It's too late.
If this manuscript is true, then the first moments after death are more important than the entire life you've just lived. And it all begins with one crucial moment, the moment you leave your body behind. The moment you die, reality doesn't stop. You don't simply disappear. Instead, something else takes over, something ancient texts have described for over 1,000 years. You will feel weightless, detached, as if waking from a dream. There will be no more heartbeat, no more breath, yet you will still be aware. You will know that something has changed, but your mind will struggle to accept it.
Hey, and this what I say about when I dive. This how deep I want to dive right here. Like when I dive in and I go in and I'm trying to see these things. This how far I want to go. Like that far right there.
If you've ever had an out-of-body experience, this moment will feel eerily familiar.
Yeah.
Except this time, there's no coming back. And then it happens. A blinding, radiant light.
Hey, but look at this picture right here, right? Excuse me. This is like, you know, the time I took the mushrooms and I was in the backyard and I seen life going up and down. It looks something like this, right? It looks something like this. Like as you can see, these clouds is going up, but they going down at the same time, bro. It was like the craziest thing. It was so beautiful though. It let me know that, like, I just felt like you after, like, when death come, like how everybody's scared of death, like it's like you really don't have nothing to worry about. It's like the best transition. It's almost like getting out the car and stepping into the house. Like it's no different. Like that's the wild part about it.
So powerful, so overwhelming, that your very existence seems to dissolve into it. This is what the Tibetan Book of the Dead calls the clear light of reality. If you recognize it, if you surrender to it completely, you will merge with it. You will transcend the cycle of birth and death, achieving instant enlightenment, escaping reincarnation forever. This is the ultimate moment of liberation, and it happens the instant you die.
Hey, and it's crazy because, you know, I like in my experiences, I seen myself like die so many times, you know, and from those many times of coming and going, I seen that myself, that like the thing that I was, it kept coming back in order to live life with people because didn't nobody understand what life was. They, you know, they were always in fear. So it was like, you know, and it was like weird, bro. It was like the weirdest feeling because like I seen myself come back and grow old like 1,000 times over and over again. And I'm going, why? You feel me? It's like, oh yeah, because you coming back sometimes to live it with the ones that don't understand. You feel me? You coming back sometimes because that's what you want to do. Like you have that decision when you're an infinite entity. This short life is nothing. It's nothing. Like we're talking about compared to infinity, compared to 1,000 years. This is nothing. It's like jumping on a session of the game and playing Mario Brothers for like 5 minutes.
But almost no one recognizes it. Why? Because we are conditioned to fear the unknown. The soul panics, clings to its memories, its identity, its unfinished desires. Instead of embracing the light, it recoils. And the moment fear takes over, the illusions begin. You will start to hear sounds, whispers, echoes of voices that feel familiar but distorted.
Hey, that's what I was saying. Like when you dive in and that fear kick in, when that fear kicks in, bro, that's when the illusion starts. That's like, it's already like the illusion, but the illusion goes crazy. And that's the mind creating this scariness of the experience for you. Like the same thing that it does here. It's like, you know, as you go and you learn these things, you got to learn how to adapt them to your everyday life, to what you're seeing in life and what's going on in life. And you'll see like it'll make a big change within you yourself.
As if calling from behind a veil, the world around you will shift, and instead of light, you will begin to see forms, patterns, shadows, glimpses of what seemed to be people or places you once knew. But none of it is real. Not yet. The mind is grasping, searching for meaning, and in doing so, it begins to create the very reality that will define the rest of your journey. This is where most souls lose their way. Instead of recognizing death as an opportunity for liberation, they fall into confusion. They seek comfort in familiarity.
Exactly. Remember I was saying when I had the DMT experience and I left my body and I seen my body laying there on the grass and everything that my body was trying to hold on to, like I'm talking about money, bills, kids, family. It was trying to hold on to all that, and my body was just carrying so much baggage. That thing that popped out of it, I don't know what it was, but it just felt free. It felt like it didn't have to deal with anything. It felt like liberation. It felt so good, and it gave me a total different understanding when I came back. And I said, that's why I used to say, you don't have to carry all the luggage that you carry, because it's just baggage. It's just weighing you down. You don't have to carry everything. You don't have to believe everything.
And the mind obliges, projecting the world they once knew, recreating familiar sights, faces, and voices. Some even see religious figures they worshipped in life, not realizing that these too are only manifestations of their own subconscious beliefs. If they knew the truth,
ain't that what I told y'all? I said, and that's one of the things, right? A lot of people do not understand when diving in. A lot of things that you're going to see, the religious figures, the different entities, they're just going to be you. They're going to be reflection of yourself that you created over time that you didn't even know that existed within you. When you was being nice, you're going to see that entity, the nice entity. You're going to see the alien entity. You're going to see every aspect of yourself in so many different ways because you are already infinite. And everything that you do actually creates a reality for another entity that's living within you. And so when you run into these things, bro, you got to understand it's you. It's always like it, bro. This is deep.
Truth, that none of it is real, that they are being tested, they could let go. But instead, they follow these visions deeper into the bardo, the intermediate state between death and rebirth. The first few moments after death are the most important. The Tibetan Book of the Dead teaches that awareness is the key, that those who have prepared for this moment can pass through the illusions and break free. But for the unprepared, for those still clinging to their past lives, what comes next is unavoidable. They will move through the 49-day journey, experiencing visions that will either guide them toward enlightenment or trap them in yet another cycle of rebirth. The next phase of the journey.
Now I'm saying, I'm like, for the ones that dive in, think about, listen to what it's saying, because it's talking about death, right? Put it in the context that it's talking about when you dive in on psychedelics. You feel me? Like, you'll fall into these places and it'll pull you in, and then you will scare yourself, and then you will scare yourself, and then you will scare yourself. You'll loop the scariness of your experience. But to me, that's what I feel like, the Tibetan Book of the Dead, it was talking about. It's like the psychedelic experience, and the psychedelic experience is like the same thing. It's preparing yourself for death, for the afterlife, the things that exist on this other side that we do not see. But oh my man, this trippy.
Journey is about to begin. But before we go deeper into the forbidden knowledge of the bardo, you should know this. Some of the most profound truths about the afterlife can't be shared openly. That's why we reveal them inside Insights Academy, our free newsletter, where we explore what can't be discussed here. Sign up now at the link in the description and receive a free copy of the Kybalion, a book of hidden wisdom that has been studied for centuries. The bardo is waiting. The illusions are forming. And the journey through the realm between worlds is only just beginning.
Promoted y'all stuff.
You are now in the bardo, the space between life and the next existence. Time no longer flows the way it did when you were alive. Seconds stretch into eternity, Yet days can pass in an instant. You have no body, no voice, only awareness. But here's the problem. Most people don't realize they have died. They are trapped in a dreamlike state.
He said most people don't realize that they tripping. Okay? They are trapped in a dreamlike state.
Clinging to the echoes of their past life, unable to accept that everything they once knew is gone. The Tibetan Book of the Dead describes the bardo as a shifting, unstable realm, a place where reality bends and distorts, where thoughts become things, and where the mind itself creates the experience. Every fear, every desire, every hidden emotion that was buried in life now takes form.
I don't even want to say nothing because I've been saying this stuff for the longest, and it's like weird because a lot of us here has been saying it. We even have to read this book to know it because we were showed on our journeys that we were showed all this. So I don't even want to say nothing. I just want to let the video play.
The journey through this realm lasts exactly 49 days, a process that unfolds in stages. And for most, it is terrifying. In the beginning, there is confusion. The soul tries to return home, to its family, its loved ones. It lingers around familiar places, trying to speak, trying to be seen. But no one responds. No one hears. And the realization begins to sink in. This is not a dream. This is death. But even then, the mind resists. It clings to its identity, refusing.
Remember that's why I said that's the thing that I trip off of is that's why I say I'll be trying to step outside of myself when I have these journeys, because this is what you will do. You will cling to your identity. You will cling to your beliefs. You will cling to your ideas. But when you dive in, that's why they say you got to let go. Because you got to let go of everything that you thought was so. You got to let go of everything that helped build the mind that you have right now. You got to let go of all these things. This is what you have to do if you are trying to really see. Because if not, you're just going to be fighting with your own mind. You're just going to be fighting with your own thoughts. You're just going to be fighting with your own ideas. You're going to be battling yourself. And that's the thing. You're trying to get past the self that you created, that you believe that you are. And it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to do. It took me a long time, but it can be done.
To accept the inevitable. It seeks comfort, logic, explanations, anything to hold on to. But the bardo does not provide comfort. It is not a place of rest. It is a place of transition, where the soul must confront itself in its purest form. At first, the experience is neutral, even peaceful. There is no physical pain, no suffering, only awareness. Some describe this stage as floating through a vast open space, a formless void, where thoughts ripple out like waves in an infinite ocean. But then, slowly, visions begin to emerge. The first visions are gentle and welcoming. Beautiful, radiant beings appear, what some may interpret as angels, enlightened masters, or divine guides. These figures emanate warmth, wisdom, and an overwhelming sense of peace. They offer a way out, a path to transcendence. But the soul must recognize them for what they are, reflections of its own higher consciousness.
And I think it makes it hard to believe this right here, that everything that you're seeing is the reflections of your own higher consciousness. This is hard to see. This is hard for a lot of people to accept because they want it to be all these other things. This is what we want it to be. We want it to be alien creatures. We want it to be something beyond ourselves. But if it's attached to us, how could it not be us? How, like, it's attached to us for a reason. This is why, because it is us. And it's always been us. And it's like, it's weird, bro. You feel me? But it took me a minute to turn around and like really accept it.
If the soul understands this, it can merge with them, dissolving into higher awareness, escaping the cycle of reincarnation for...
What did I tell you? I said, I said, when you dive in and you let go to the point to where you become everything you are seeing, now you're not fighting it because you are it. You became it. And this is what I be trying to say, man, bro. This is wild, bro. This is
forever.
wild. This is
But
deep.
most don't. They hesitate, they doubt, and hesitation is all it takes. The visions begin to
That's it.
change, the radiant beings fade, and in their place, shadows emerge. The peaceful forms grow distorted, their faces shifting into grotesque expressions. The once soothing voices become whispers of doubt and fear. What was once a paradise begins to twist into something darker. This is the next stage of the bardo, the test of illusions.
I always talk
These
about this
terrifying figures are not demons. They are not punishments. They are projections of the soul's own mind, its regrets, its hidden guilt, its unprocessed fears. The Tibetan Book of the Dead warns that everything experienced in the bardo is a reflection of one's own consciousness.
Now, bro, I'm stopping it right there. I'm stopping it right there. If you don't understand that everything that you see when you dive in is a reflection of your own consciousness, as everything else out here is, because that's what life is a reflection of your mind. You feel me? I said this time and time again. You feel me? That's why I said, you'll run into all the things that you thought was wrong, all the things that you thought was bad. Stepping on a nail could turn around and be a evil entity. You feel me? Catching a cold can be a evil entity. All these different things are entities that are existing within you. The bad things that you said was bad, the things that you said was evil, and you get to running into these things, once you can't get past yourself already, or you like it's weird, bro, but I've said this time and time again, and I'm gonna just stop it right there because I don't want to play their whole video. I want you guys to go watch it yourself, and then comment on this video, and then go and comment on their video because this is real interesting. If you dive in, like that's why Exile be always sharing this, talking about the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Because once you start seeing these doors that you're walking through as you're diving in on psychedelics. These are doors that you created yourself within your own mind. And I hate to say it. I want it to be something bigger. I want it to be a whole nother world that I'm experiencing. I want it to be a whole nother life that is outside of me. But it's not. It's just you. And on that note, I'm out. Peace out. I'll see y'all soon.